Hello and welcome to the Good Vibes Lifestyle live stream. It's happening every Thursday at 3 o'clock live on all the social media networks that I can tie to through StreamYard. I'm Leslie Klein, and I just wanted to let you know that this does not replace my regular show called Good Vibes TV, which is seen on the Legarty platform. And as I told you last week, there's a new episode out with Tamisa Lydon, who calls herself the recycled teenager. At 69, she ended up transforming her body and doing a body building competition. And it's just very inspirational. And I'm 10 years behind her. So if you're in my generation of the boomers, or I don't know what's after the boomers, but you know, uh, just watch it because I think you'll get some nice inspiration out of it. So again, this is a live stream called the Good Vibes Lifestyle, and I will be here every Thursday at 3 o'clock. And then of course you can always catch the replay. Now, the replay will be actually on, uh, I'm putting it on YouTube's podcast section, their new podcast section that they have. So this is kind of like my video podcast, but I'll be recording it live every week. And what's cool about doing it with StreamYard is that you can actually comment. If you are on Facebook, you have to actually go to facebook.com/StreamYard so that your picture profile will show when I put your comments on there. So you're welcome to comment anytime during the broadcast if you have any questions. There might be some times where I ask you a question. If you weren't here last week, I want to talk about why is this important? Why is what I'm talking about really important? And it's because we live in stressful times, right? If you watch the news, which you really shouldn't be, and I don't want to shit on you either, but um, what we feed ourselves, what information we're putting in, that we're digesting mentally, taking in, consuming, and they talk about consuming social media. We're feeding our spirit and our soul and our emotions and our mental body. All the we're feeding ourselves up. So what's the quality of what you're feeding yourself? And you determine that by what you're focusing on. And if you're watching the news, that's what you're giving your energy to. And we know that whatever you give your energy to grows. So those are some of the ideas of what living a good vibes lifestyle is all about. And I'll define the good vibes lifestyle. This is something that I've came up with. I don't know. I'm sure the term has been around for a while, but my definition of good vibes lifestyle is living in the good vibe zone. And so let's talk about the scale of the map of consciousness that David R. Hawkins came up with. And I can show you, I showed it last week, but it's a map of consciousness that talks about the emotions. How do we know where we're vibrating at? Well, we know by what emotions are we experiencing. If we're down in the guilt, shame, apathy, grief, fear, desire, anger, pride, any of those are lower vibrations. And the law of attraction talks about that whatever vibe you're putting out, whatever you're projecting out there mentally, energetically, you're going to attract that in your life in different situations that are on the same wavelength, right? So that's why it's important to live in the good vibe zone, the zone that's above courage. There's neutrality, willingness, acceptance, reason, then love, joy, peace, enlightenment, gratitude. That's what we talked about last week. That my tip last week was for gratitude. And the tip was actually to write in your gratitude journal or have a gratitude journal and write in it every day, whether you do it in the morning or the evening, 10 things that I am so happy and grateful now that, and you list it. And then you go through that list and you feel the feelings of what you've written down. That puts you in a state of gratitude. And when you're living in that state, you attract more things to be grateful for. So that's just how this works. Um, so let's see. I mentioned how we talked about the good vibes lifestyle, and basically that living in the good vibe zone, the feel good zone, and not the fear zone is having a good vibes lifestyle. So raising your vibration requires attention, it requires effort, energy, until it becomes a habit, becomes a lifestyle of living in the good vibe zone. Um, so I have a hashtag called Good Vibes Lifestyle that I'm putting on all my posts. And you may or may not be following me, but if you do, one of the things that I have been consistently posting since last June was or is an affirmation reel. And all the reels and shorts, I've been putting out affirmations every day with usually a nature shot and some music. And I put it on all the different platforms. I'm on TikTok, I'm on what do I do? Instagram, with 3 different Facebook pages, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So I have that. So follow me on whatever platform you like the most so that you can get those little encouragements. It's affirmations, because when you clear out the negative, you want to put in the positive. You want to put in the higher vibing feelings and thoughts and attitudes. So last week's, oh, we have a comment. Let's see. So true, so important to know. No more news. Ah, yes, talking about the news. And I have to confess that I don't watch the news per se, but I do watch certain things on YouTube just to keep up with certain news stories that I do want to follow. But I try to really keep it to a minimum because, again, what we focus on, we create. And if you're focusing on lower vibing things, you're going to be feeling sad, feeling depressed, feeling worried. There's always tragedies happening, but there's also a lot of good stuff happening too. So the way we create that world is by focusing on the good, and it's not always easy, right? So that's why I have this show, so that um, to help us remind ourselves to really make a conscious effort to live in a good vibes lifestyle. So has anyone out there, if you're watching, and you can watch on a replay as well, just do hashtag replay and let me know, what you think of the show, or if you have any questions, I'll address it in next week's episode. This is episode 2. So I'm well on my way to, and my intention again is to do this every week. So I'm committed to doing it, and I hope that you will gain something positive from it. So again, I talked about last week's tip was the gratitude journal. So I'd love to know if anyone in the um, uh, in the audience, any of the viewers here, did any of you implement a gratitude journal this past week? I restarted mine, and I did really notice a difference after a couple of days, just feeling better, just feeling happier, just feeling more grateful for my life. And I do have to confess, the last 2 days, because I've been busy editing my newest episode for Good Vibes TV, I haven't been as consistent. I think I missed a day. I got to do today's. And I notice a difference, same with meditating, but that'll be another tip. So if you did do the gratitude journal, or you're in the middle of doing it, I encourage you to do it. Have you noticed any results? I'd love to hear. So stress creates this flight, fight, or freeze response, right? This is, I believe it's a parasympathetic nervous system. There's a sympathetic and parasympathetic. And one is that, fight, freeze, the survival instinct. And unfortunately, because of things like the news, or, just how society is and how things are set up, we seem to be, unless you pull yourself out of it, we're in this stress zone. We're constantly in this fight, freeze response, and that's not good. It's not healthy. And this week's tip, I want to let you know what I've got for you this week. My tip is very simple, but it's something that you always have with you right under your nose. And that is your breath. So when you are feeling stressed out, and this has become a habit for me, when you're feeling stressed out, you want to breathe. And there are many, many, many different kinds of ways to do breath work. And actually, the episode I'm working on now, which should hit either tonight or tomorrow, is with Michelle Joy, who is a somatic activated healer and life coach. And she uses breath work in her practice. And actually, in that show, you'll learn a couple of techniques, a guided meditation, a couple of techniques that you can actually practice along with us. But I'm going to tell you my breath work practice that I do on a consistent basis, especially when it's like almost automatic when I start feeling stressed. I take a deep breath. And the breaths I take, I try to make it my in breath and my out breath equal amounts of length, beats, let's say. And so I go for 10 beats in, breathing in, and sorry about that. Penny and Murph are here. And so you want to breathe in and then out. And I count to 10. It could be slow or fast, but you can, check your check your lungs and see how deep can you breathe and count, and then make your exhale that same count out. And you want to do this. I always aim for 10 times. Now, rarely do I get to the 10th time, because probably by breath number 5 or 6, I'm calm again. It works so well. We have many different tips and techniques that can help us get into the good vibes zone, to help us live the good vibes lifestyle. And that's what I want to help you focus on. So again, breathe, because when you breathe, it calms the fight, flight, freeze reaction. So like I said, when I get stressed, and even just doing this live stream is challenging for me, because I'm not totally used to doing it live. There's all kinds of distractions, and I want to give you some valued information. So I get stressed before I do a live stream. And I also get stressed when I record an interview for a show. But once I get into it, it's all good. So my go-to is long, deep breaths, and I count to 10 in and count to 10 out. Now, when you first breathe in, maybe you only get to 5. That's okay. Then breathe out 5. Know what your baseline is. And then you can work on expanding your breath, because the more you breathe in, the more oxygen you get in your body. You get in your body for all your physical body, but also in your brain. Brain fog, I think, could be a little bit of lack of oxygen to our brain, right? And it's because we're so sedentary. What I am doing with this live stream every week, I'm standing. I'm usually sitting when I do these live streams, but I'm actually standing, which I think boosts my energy level, right? And because this is a casual kind of thing and it's live, I'm, you know, I, I don't know what I was going to say, because I just got distracted by a comment. Okay. So, well, that's nice. Somebody is offering to promote my channel, so I'll address that later. All right. Well, what else do I want to let you know? I guess see if there's any comments. Do you have any questions? Have you used breathing to create change in your life? Breath work is something that's been around for a long time, and there are many, many, many different methods. You learn different methods in yoga. And like I said, Michelle Joy, that episode will be coming out later tonight or tomorrow. I'm still fine tuning it. And she talks about breath work in her practice. Michelle Joy, she's a somatic activated healer and life coach. And I learned so much from her. She is really a joy to be with. And I think you would really love that episode. So look for that. I will put on my socials when it's available, and a link to the direct show online. Or you could go to your app store, whether on smart TVs or your cell phone or devices, and download Legrity the app. And when you do, then look just for Good Vibes TV, the show. All right. So, and the way you can get to the show another way, go to my website, leslieklein.com, and that's LESLEYKLEIN.com. And if you go there, I have a free gift for you, a little cheat sheet that gives you 11 ways to raise your vibration. So it's a PDF you can download, and that's just a little freebie for you guys. You can sign up for my email list, and then I can also inform you about different activities and when shows are happening and that. So I just want you to watch Good Vibes TV on Legrity. And do you have any comments? So if you do, go ahead and put them in the chat. And you can also put hashtag replay and any comments that you want to put on there, because I will watch and I will respond to you. All right. Well, so my main tip for the day is to breathe. When you're feeling stressed out, breathe. You have it, it's under your nose, right? Breathe. So whenever you're feeling stressed, whenever you get that panic or that worry or whatever it is, breathe and just keep breathing. You don't have to keep it to 10 breaths, but deep breathe, equal in and equal out, and do it at least 10 times or for as long as you need. And you'll notice that your body calms down. And then you can think clearly and get back into the good vibes lifestyle. So let's see, a couple more comments. Thank you. So Facebook user says great information, and thank you. All right. Well, sometimes these live streams will be a little longer, sometimes they'll be a little shorter. Just kind of depends on what's going on, right? And I hope in the future you can interact with me a little bit more so we can have a longer conversation. But I just do want to thank you for watching and encourage you to take those deep breaths to calm yourself, because, you know, it's we're going through stressful times. Challenge, well, I don't even call them stressful or challenge. I mean, they don't have to be, but challenging, I guess we can say challenging times. So we want to stay in balance. We want to be in the eye of the hurricane, not caught in the hurricane or the tornado. We want to be in the eye of the hurricane. And how do we do that? By centering ourselves, by being connected to our higher self. And we'll talk more about other tips as to ways you can raise your vibration and thrive. All right, so I don't see any other comments. So I will say thank you for watching. I'm going to put my socials up here so that you can see how to connect with me. But I do want to thank you for watching, and just want to remind you to raise your vibe so you can thrive. Peace out, everyone. Have a beautiful day.